Hello, this is Ozra the Writer. This is going to be my ever review. You can expect other reviews like this coming soon when I get an editor, because please, I would like someone to help me edit my videos. I live on the Gold Coast, so does anyone there know how to edit? Please, it's me in the comments below. But other than that, let's get into the reviews. So I am no stranger to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, or as we all know it as Dumplings and Deathly. I joined it back in 2019. Holy shit, it's been that long. I had to leave this group as it shut down thanks to the Naughty virus and joined GZ Day on the Gold Coast. And ever since then, I have been part of it. Hell, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have the team to make my upcoming webcomic, or even come out as a nerd and make my own YouTube channel. So when I heard they were making a sequel to the D&D movie, my reaction was an astounding mad. Yeah, I've never watched the original film, but from what I've heard, it's one of the worst movies ever made, with an abysmal 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. But then the movie came out and it got fantastic reviews. 9 times the increase from the original on the same site. It reminded me a lot of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and how it became the talk of the town for being an amazing reboot/sequel to a decent, or in this case, terrible movie, and being a shining example of a sequel/reboot improved from its predecessor. So I went to go see the movie with my family, and it was good. Not amazing, but good. I'll get the negatives out of the way first. They build up these scarlet magicians as heartless monsters who will turn anyone into their undead slaves to carry out their carnage, and they are never brought up again or even mentioned until the end. Out of the 134 minutes, only 3 scenes bring up or hint to this cult, and after the third, They're just never brought up again until the finale. That'd be like in Kung Fu Panda 2. They have two scenes involving Lord Shen, and you have its backstory, and then he's never mentioned again until the climax. That is exactly what they are, portrayed as a muscle pain at best, and at worst, last-minute addition. For a movie that's well over 2 hours long, the cast is underdeveloped. By that I mean the men get full arcs while the women mostly stay the same. To the point that when and when Z had the flashbacks of all the times she had with Holga, I had to ask myself, did I miss something? It's like Stolas in Hell of a Boss. They only tell you how close of a bond he has with Octavia instead of showing it. Except Holga isn't a terrible person. Alright, I'm done with the negatives. Let's get into the positives. Like, wow, these visuals are fantastic. Coming off of the last movie I saw, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which had visual effects so bad, I'm pretty sure the Spy Kids movies had better effects. These look pretty good, and I think it was filmed in New Zealand or South Australia, which makes for some great background shots without the well-detailed CGI. I may not hate any character, but the villain, Forge Fitzwilliams, does a great job as the villain. The actor does such a great job at delivering his lines that you can genuinely believe them to be true at a point. Speaking of the actors, they all do a great job, which helps both the characters be likable and the comedy be funny. Even though the director does have comedy tastes with some good jokes in there with well times, I mean, if you don't like the characters, then the jokes don't really work, unless it's about how unlikable they are. Insert Velma reference. So yeah, that was Honor Among Thieves. I swore I had more to say about it, but I guess not. I think a 7.5 out of 10 fits it the best. Like a lot of people, I played a lot of Mario games as a kid. Mainly Mario Kart 7, Mario Maker, and the new Super Mario Bros. So when I heard that Illumination was making a movie about them, I was interested to see what they would do. As for my thoughts on the studio itself, I mostly appreciate Illumination for just being there. Sure, their movies aren't anything special, but I happily rewatch any of the Despicable Me films over another Disney live-action remake. I did consider doing a whole thing where all I knew about the Mario movie was from those slideshows, videos that showed the title and company making it. I'll think I'll save that for when Toy Story 5 releases. So when it was announced right before I started binging Rick and Morty, I was, like many people, shocked by the casting choices. Like Chris Pratt as Mario, which I'm 99% sure they did that just because he's the Wrangler in Jurassic Park and would be a joke of him riding velociraptors, and this movie he rides Yoshi's, which he doesn't do in the movie at all. But with every new trailer release, the more promising it looked, and when it finally came out on April 5th, the critic reviews were 44 I mean 45% isn't bad, and but it just doesn't understand cinema. Uh, why couldn't it have been a masterpiece like She-Hulk? After all, who has questioned
and the status quo of women can do as well as men. Yeah, because we should always support women who say their wives are worse than their cousin who was hunted down by the military. The story is chock full of references to the game, making it one big love letter to them. Probably because Miyamoto is holding Chris Meledandri's family hostage, but still. However, the story goes by really quickly, like it felt like only half an hour instead of a feature film, as there's like no time to breathe. Also, there are a lot of usual tropes that come with these kinds of animated movies, like pop songs that play and feel out of place for this movie. The animation is stellar and may be Illumination's best work. The characters look just like they do in the game, one thing it has over the original movie. The movement is very cartoony and loads of fun. The lighting and textures are top notch. The backgrounds look absolutely gorgeous. And and like I said earlier, it has a ton of references to games. I got no complaints visually. It's about time we talk about the characters themselves. Like Mario, who has a predictable arc of trying to prove himself as a true hero, which I predicted as soon as they mentioned it. But what makes the characters work is shockingly the voice actors. Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are. They all give a fantastic performance. It's where it sounds like they're having fun and portraying the characters really well. Specifically Anya Taylor-Joy and Seth Rogen and Jack Black, who I apologize for making him do that song. I just feel sorry for him. And so yeah, that was the Mario movie. A solid 8 out of 10. Maybe Illumination's best movie. So that was my review of the two films. I hope to do more double reviews of this very soon. For a lot of upcoming live action and animated movies like Ruby Gilman, The Flash, Across the Spider-Verse, Mutant Mayhem, and so on and so forth. I also got a ton of other videos like the Owl House retrospective that I plan on making once I get an editor. Please help come here. I'm also going to do a lot of other things like a review of Death Battle Season 10 when it comes out. And a bunch of cartoon stuff. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe because YouTube hates its content creators. We all know that. And my name's Manazara the writer, and Chris Pratt as Mario was pretty good. What's wrong with you, you Rotten Tomatoes?